It's the time for a packet from China. Welcome to the Wicked Gamer and Collector. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So in today's video we have something totally new. We have the 8001 TV retro game box from AliExpress. Yes, from our friends from China. They made their own retro game system. So the question is, what are we going to get with the system? Let's do a little bit of unboxing. It's just a brown box. There is not a lot of information on it. So unboxing time, people. Or just skipping the unboxing. Welcome back. Alright, so let's turn it around and let's see what's inside. Just basic styrofoam, nothing special. Alright, so they give me the right power supply and they have these weird connectors. They're not using micro USB. HDMI cable, very long one. Let's turn it around. Rip-off PlayStation controllers. Who don't love these controllers? Smelly test. Oh man, they smell chemical. Alright, so let's see what we're going to get. So this cable is very sturdy. It's very long, by the way. It's just basic USB cable. Feel very flimsy. Yeah, just like what we can expect with all of these clone controllers. They're never like the original Sony controllers. And here we have a manual. What the hell? Hey, what did they do? Did he put a Raspberry Pi manual? So is this thing with a Raspberry Pi inside? No, it's not with a Raspberry Pi inside. So this is the TV game box. Alright, so let's put this aside. So what are we going to get if this comes to the TV game box? So we're having HDMI, this is the power in, this strange power supply using the barrel jack. We're having here the audio out with 3 USBs. Ethernet controller, and I'm guessing this thing is Wi-Fi? I hope so. Here at the side we're finding the CF slot, and we're having a micro USB. So why am I not using it? I'm very curious. Let's open up the casing itself. It looks really cheap, but it combined with the mainboard it feels quite heavy, and I really like the looks of it. And you have these little ears. I'm guessing if you want to build this in an arcade cabinet, you can just build it in your arcade cabinet. Plug and play, ready to go. Alright, so let's get myself a screwdriver and let's open it up. Alright, so let's go. It's very hard to put the screwdriver in. Yes, we're opening the game console from China. With my screwdrivers from China. Because everything comes from China. My chair I'm sitting on doesn't come from China. It comes from Italy. Because I have a very nice chair. Otherwise my butthole is going to hurt very much. And I need more pee-pee for my bunghole, you know. So, right, enough talking a lot of wicked crappy, but yeah, like it. At first I was getting this thing out, I was thinking, okay, we're going to get this very crappy casing, but it looks very cheap on the picture itself. But, alright, whatever, how can I... here it is. Right, so this is what we're going to get. So removing the cooling element was not a big of a deal. It was more like you click it off because the glue was not very good. So the reason I wanted to remove the cooling element and clean the chip, I just wanted to show you what are we going to get. So it comes with the All-Winner H3. I have seen this chip many times before, for example with some Pandora boxes, for example, so it's a very common chip. Here we're having 2 extra chips, and these are the RAM. And I did some research on the He-Hinks versions, or how you can pronounce this, but what I understand that are both 1 GB. So together this thing has 2 gigs of RAM. Alright, so the fan itself it sucks in air from the top and blows it over the cooling element. I did notice that it wasn't quite effective, and it's going to need, because these chips are going to get really hot. So, but the only epic fail is that this thing needs to have some, let's say, ventilation input, so it can suck in new air. But as you can see over here, the casing doesn't have this. So if you turn it out, you can see it has some little ventilation holes over here, but I'm guessing this is not enough. A while ago I did the TV Gamebox 8000 in 1.2, and I just wanted to show you here that it is actually the same version. So it doesn't even matter if you're having the transparent case, if they still sell it, or you're having this one. Still, I really prefer this one simply because of the ventilation, so you can get better cooling and it looks way better. Alright, so when powering on the device, man, this thing is like a freaking vacuum cleaner. So, and fun fact, it's out of the casing. So if you're going to put it in the casing, it's going to get even worse. Alright, so powering up, that's what you're going to get. It's basically a retro Pi, or basically it's running on Orange Pi. So it has all the features like retro Pi, only the Orange Pi is less powerful, so you cannot run PSP, Sega Dreamcast, or let's say the Dolphin emulator with the Nintendo GameCube. Nevertheless, this is what you're going to get. Quite some different systems, and looks pretty interesting. Alright, so I'm thinking just do some testing and let's see how everything is running. They messed up the controls! Alright, so this is what you're going to get with the TV Gamebox 8001. Yeah, it's basically just an orange Pi. I'm guessing this is more like a custom mainboard. If you look at the chipset is just, let's say, the basic chip you can find in other devices. So, if you look at how did they build it, it's not perfect at all. For example, it did have some MAME games, didn't show you in the video, but they didn't boot up. N64, still an issue. And you can fix some of these things, of course, because that is the fun thing of a Raspberry Pi, Retro Pi, and that kind of product. You can always reconfigure everything. But if you just want to, let's say, grab it out of the box, plug it in. Ooh, it will have some issues, like always. Alright, so what is also a very annoying thing is that when you're putting it back in the casing, it's loud without the casing. And when you're putting it in, it's get this vibration, and man oh man, it makes a lot of noise. So that's a very big downside to this device. For example, here it comes. If you're having the other model I've reviewed, that's basically the same main board, but this thing, it looks nice and it was noisy, but not like noisy with vibration noisy. You know what I'm saying with this. So in other words, this casing is freaking horrible. Yes, if you put it back to again, you want to put it in an arcade without whatsoever, yeah, that would be great, but so this is what you're going to get. Let me know what you think of this. I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell and become one of the Wicked family. And it would be great to see you in the next video.